and Cesar, I know you also had a case, and I have a bunch of cases too, where we know that Cigna, since their group disability policies, requires their claimants to apply for Social Security disability.
Right.
And then I see a pattern all the time where I get these people who are denied by Cigna, yet they're approved by Social Security disability. And it seems to me from all these cases that I've been reading that Cigna basically ignores Social Security disability. So have you seen cases like that as well?
Yeah, I definitely have. And interestingly, I was researching a case out of the federal courts up in Illinois where this gentleman was a quality control manager for a communications company, and he stopped working in 2003 because of a degenerative joint disease in his foot. He filed his disability claim. He eventually gets approved by Cigna through the own occupation period, and we also get a lot of these calls. They get approved through the own occ period, and then he gets denied 6 months before the policy definition changes to any occupation. He ends up appealing. They uphold their decision to deny his benefits on appeal, and he files a lawsuit against Cigna. The U.S. District Court in this case up in Illinois actually found for Cigna and entered what's called summary judgment for them. His disability insurance attorney appealed that decision, the U.S. District Court's decision, and to the federal Illinois appellate court. And the federal Illinois appellate court found that the U.S. District Court in Illinois didn't properly weigh the conflict that Cigna had by, one, not properly considering the determination from Social Security disability, which approved him for benefits, even after they had pushed him to go apply for them. So the federal Illinois appellate court said, this is a serious concern, and you've got to look at it, and you've got to apply and appropriate the proper weight to it, and remanded that case back down to the U.S. District Court in Illinois to review the case again in light of that Social Security decision.
I also found probably 5 or 6 cases that have all taken place within the last 8 months in which Cigna and LINA basically ignored the Social Security disability findings, even when it was Cigna were the ones who said you need to apply for Social Security disability. Not only that, when these people applied for Social Security disability, Cigna then deducted their monthly benefit by the amount that Social Security disability was paying. So the Cigna's happy to go ahead and take the money away from what they're paying you every month, but at the same time they'll say, we don't agree with Social Security Disability Administration that you're disabled. So it's definitely a double standard. But just to give you an example, in one case, the court said, complete disregard for a contrary conclusion without so much as an explanation raises questions about whether an adverse benefits determination was the product of a principled and deliberative reasoning process, meaning that Cigna didn't even look at the Social Security Disability Administration decision. And that was a case that actually took place in California. And then there was another case that took place just recently out of the Southern District of New York, where again the court said, although Cigna now argues without citing any evidence undermining the Social Security Administration's conclusion that it is not bound by the Social Security Administration's determination that the claimant's totally disabled, it accepted the Social Security Administration decision awarding disability benefits without question when it reduced the claimant's long-term disability benefits. So that was the example I was talking about before, where Cigna said, okay, Social Security disability found you disabled, we're going to take away $1,500 a month from you, but we don't agree with them that you're disabled, so we're going to cut you off, but they can keep paying you. And the court said to Cigna, if you don't distinguish why you disagree with Social Security disability, then we think that you acted unreasonably, and we're going to reverse any denial that you find. So that's something that anyone who's watching this should be aware of, that it's very common for long-term disability insurance carriers, especially Cigna, to not review the Social Security file, and as a result of that, their claims handling is considered arbitrary and capricious, and it's a good basis for a claim to be reviewed. And this is a pattern of multiple cases that are out there in Nebraska, Minnesota, as well as Florida, in Kentucky where Cigna just ignores the findings of Social Security Disability Administration. So I wanted to, just before we wrap up, just to give a, we do these videos to give a flavor for people who are watching this as to what they're up against with these companies. And obviously in the 10 or 15 minutes that we try to limit it to, we can't talk about the hundreds of stories we have about Cigna, but some recent cases that came about against Cigna where a court in Kentucky reversed a denial, and they criticized Cigna's doctors for failing to give a, quote, reasoned analysis of the medical record, while also citing a growing skepticism in recent court opinions about the thoroughness and accuracy of reviewing doctors' findings. So basically saying that they're ignoring the findings of doctors, and this appears to be a pattern throughout the country. Another case out of Minnesota finding that Cigna misrepresented evidence and was accusing Cigna of a bias. And then there was another case out of Illinois suggesting that Cigna was acting pursuant to a financial motivation rather than out of fairness to a claimant. So, we talk about all these cases, and we find all these cases out there that are published opinions, but there's tons of cases around the country we don't know about. And if you're watching this video and you had an experience with Cigna, we'd love for you to share it with us so that we can make your story available to the world to learn about Cigna and hopefully put an end to them wrongfully denying claims. So we really welcome you to contact us with any comments, whether it's Cigna, whether it's any disability insurance company. We do these videos on a weekly basis. We try to update our blog on an almost daily basis to talk about long-term disability issues. My name's Gregory Dell. I want to thank Cesar and Steve for joining me, and we look forward to helping you in the future if we can. Thank you.